Hi Sagittarius, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to have a look at your current situation with the person on your mind. We'll see what the situation is, how they're currently feeling about you, and what their next actions will be, and see what the kind of outcome would be. So let's get started with some oracle cards to see whether this is your situation. If you want to consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel so that you don't miss any future messages, I'll be really grateful. So let's get started. So Spirit and angels, please give me the messages for my Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. Again, if this doesn't resonate for you, try your other placements. Maybe there's a message for you there. Okay. So Spirit, what is the current situation for my Saggies, please? So we've got working, illusion, ascension, and love potion. So with the working card, I've got, so this could be situation or maybe even a relationship in a workplace. So it's someone that you're in some kind of shared space, somewhere where you go quite often, where you can see them. Or this could be talking about you working on a relationship or someone who works really hard, like being a workaholic. With the illusions, I'm getting that someone's blinded by something that they can see clearly. It could be someone who's maybe either too focused on their work or illusion in terms of what the situation is. I feel like there's someone maybe being told some things, especially if it is a workplace. I feel like there might be some kind of gossip going on or somebody talking about someone that's potentially causing a rift in this situation. There could be some kind of emotional blocks as well that could be causing trouble in here, in this situation, where someone needs to resolve their past. But I see that there is strong love, kind of strong feelings between you two. Someone finds you irresistible, but it's also whatever the issues are or the illusion, it's like somebody maybe feels like there's no future in this, or maybe, for whatever reason, especially if this is a work thing, maybe it's not the right thing to do, but they can't ignore the feelings as they maybe don't find it practical, but they just can't let it go. But let's see what other messages we get. So let's have a look. Spirits and angels, can you please give me the messages of the current situation between Sagittarius and the person on their mind? What is the current situation between Sagittarius and the person on their mind, please? Twin flames, okay. But I feel like there's a lot of mirroring going on, that however you feel could be how this person feels as well. Both of you might be hiding a lot or holding back a lot, which ultimately can come across in a different way. But I feel like you're both doing that to each other. Someone's also hiding behind their ego. But as I said, there's a lot of holding back. It could be. So with that, what I'm getting is, if you're dealing with someone and you are working together and maybe you haven't necessarily expressed your feelings, or they haven't expressed their feelings towards you, I feel like you might be under the illusion that they don't feel the same way because they're holding back, and it might ultimately come across as not being interested. You could also be coming across that way because maybe you're trying to kind of hide your feelings so much so that the person maybe feels like you're not interested. But with the twin flames card, I get that you're both mirroring each other, and you're both coming across in a different way than what the reality of your feelings are. Because again, before there was the ascension, which was kind of resolving the past, but also overcoming certain emotional blocks. So I feel like you're both coming from a place of maybe being hurt by the past, but you're both feeling that there's some kind of pull to one another that you're both feeling. And you might be hiding behind, the work or focusing on your work more, but ultimately, whatever this is, it's on both sides. So the next cards I've got: single, lost, and signs. So single is obviously you're both single, you're both free to date, and I feel like you're both showing a lot of independence, which again can come across as, when you're trying to show how independent you are, it might come across a bit like kind of harder to approach, because maybe one or the other of you feels like if they came towards the other person, they could get rejected because this person shows like they're too focused on their work, just focusing on their dreams, but not really being willing to date. But again, I feel like this person, or both of you, are hiding your true feelings, because you're both hiding behind the ego, kind of showing like you're not bothered, but really you are. With the Lost card, I feel like someone's running away from this situation. Again, you both might be kind of running from one another. I feel like there's so much of acting aloof to the point that the other person, or again, this could be you both doing it to each other, is where you almost come across as like you don't really see them, really. But I feel like you're both getting signs. So there could be some signs and synchronicities. You might see numbers like 1111 or any other repeating numbers. If you do, always the best thing to do is look up the meaning, see whatever you were thinking about when it showed up. You could be seeing each other's names a lot. There's just certain things that will be personal to you, and you would know if that is the case. But let's see. What is the current person's situation? What is the truth of the situation between my Saggies and the person on their mind? What is the truth of the situation between my Saggies and the person on their mind, please? Spirit, what is the truth of the situation, please? What is the truth of this situation, please, Spirit? So we got curtain call. I mean, with the curtain call, what I'm getting is there's a, it's coming at me as the performance. Is someone performing, trying to act like they're not bothered, they don't really care, but really they do. So again, it could be the both of you, but I feel like this is what this person is presenting to you, because they don't want to show their true self, because again, there's some illusions. Maybe they feel like you don't feel the same way about you, and they don't want to kind of scare you off, almost, is what I'm getting. So we've got crew, we've got Dear John, cake, tandem bicycle, and happening now, which is a timing card. So yeah, so with the crew, again, this is you working together. So whether this is in a workplace or in some kind of setting where you do see each other a lot, but I feel like there is some kind of a setting, some kind of environment where you do end up working together, whether it's maybe you have like a group of friends that you're all hanging out in, and that could be part of the reason why it's, you know, kind of playing it off as we're all just friends and there's nothing more going on, because that can be a bit complicated. But I feel like there's something where you are working together. It could be you working on a project together or being in some kind of like a sports team. But I feel like whatever it is, I mean, if you do like a theater or something, maybe that's even a group. But whatever the group setting is, I feel like this person is not really showing how they feel about you. You couldn't tell based on their demeanor, based on the way they speak to you. They're trying to keep it very serious, but it is a mask that they put on. In reality, they do have feelings, and they certainly feel a pull towards you. They see your name everywhere. They're just not really showing it, so you wouldn't be able to tell. That makes me think of Virgo. I feel like Virgos can be quite like they're a bit more poker face. Like they won't necessarily show it. I feel like they can keep their composure in a way. Let's see. So with the Dear John, I feel like it could be that this person maybe isn't showing how they feel because they might have recently cut themselves out of something, or they also can feel like there's a fear of rejection, because I feel like because this is some kind of setting where you do see each other quite a lot, I feel like that's what makes it more complicated to the person as to why they won't come forward about their feelings towards you. Because if you do reject them, they would be seeing you and it would be like a constant reminder, or it would make things awkward between you two. And that's why they're just choosing to pretend like there's nothing going on, and they're just keeping to themselves, just playing their part in whatever it is that they're doing, not showing how they feel. With the cake, I'm getting there could be some kind of celebration. So this could be someone's birthday party, some kind of gathering where there's a lot of people, but it's to celebrate something. So that could be either where you two have met or where you started kind of talking, or if this hasn't happened yet, this could be a place where they might consider maybe taking the risk to see if they can talk to you, just kind of feel you out and how you feel about them. Because usually, especially if it is a work thing, people tend to be a bit more, I don't want to say loose, but if there's alcohol involved, people can be more honest. They lose their inhibitions a bit more, and they can have a bit more of a lighter kind of conversation, have a bit more fun, and see how you two, how that interaction would go, to see if they have a chance or not. With a tandem bicycle, again, there's some kind of collaboration. It could lead to a hookup. So again, if this has happened before, then maybe you two have met at a party or some kind of gathering and you've hooked up, and maybe that's where it's kind of ended, and they want something more and they want to see where it could go, but it's just the whole situation just makes it complicated. It might not be a hookup, like a one night stand. It could just be that, again, at this party is where they could see, and maybe if things kind of work out, where you two can have a talk and see, and they find out that, or you find out that they actually do feel the same way about you. So with the timing card happening now, it says this situation or event in question is occurring right now. So this is something that's either happened just recently or it's about to happen in the near future, where if you have considered maybe not going, try and go, because this would be a great opportunity for you two to talk and kind of let the truth come out and see what the potential of that is. But we'll have a look with the tarot. So let's see, Spirit, what is the Sagittarius person on their mind feelings right now? How does the person on their mind feel about my Sagittarius right now, please? How does this person feel about my Sagittarius, please, Spirit? So how do they feel about you, Sagittarius? Let's see. How does this person feel? Right, so again, I feel like this person has fairly recently come out of something, which is where I feel like their kind of coldness, aloofness might be coming from, because in the past they might have gotten hurt to the point where they're not so forthcoming with their feelings. I feel like they don't wear their heart on their sleeve as much anymore, and they're a bit more held back because they don't want to get hurt again. So with the Queen of Swords, there is a King of Cups. So there are feelings that this person is holding in. They might not be expressing them just now. With the King of Swords reversed, because King of Swords is normally very honest, and the Queen of Swords is honest as well. It's not that this person isn't being honest with you. I feel like they're just holding back. They're just keeping it to themselves, to protect themselves, really. And ultimately, as much as they're trying to hide it, they might come across as a bit too cold, maybe detached. But it's all a performance, because they're just trying so hard to not show too much that it ultimately comes across in the opposite way, almost to the point where you actually feel like, oh, I don't think this person likes me. And that's where it's all coming from, but it's all just a mask, because they don't feel ready to open up about it, especially because they're risking potentially getting hurt again. And because it was so recent, I just feel like this person is just not willing to take that risk so much. So unless they feel that there is a chance of this being mutual, which is where you kind of showing them that you are actually interested as well can open them up to it more. So with the Seven of Wands reversed, I feel like they are trying to avoid any conflict, tension. It could also be that they're slowly, so if you are talking to them, and maybe as you're getting to know each other, you might notice that at first they were quite distant in a way that they wouldn't really open up too much and kind of keep you at an arm's length. But I feel like the more you're kind of being more open to them, it's slowly gaining their trust, where they're letting their guard down towards you. Because with the King of Pentacles, I mean, this person wants something long-term, stable. They're very honest and loyal, very stable person. And I feel like that's why they don't want something that's why they're not very, because the Pentacles are always kind of more calculated, not really a risk taker, which is why this person doesn't just come out to tell you, oh, I love you and I want all this with you, if they don't feel like there is a chance that you feel the same way, because they don't want to lose that balance within themselves. So this is where they're kind of slow to see where you're at. They're kind of waiting for you more to come towards them, because the king is really the person that will sit on their throne. And I'm not saying that they wouldn't take any action. They just want you to kind of come towards them a little bit, so they know that it's safe for them to take a step forward towards you. Because with the Chariot, they do want to move things forward. I feel like there is a drive for them to go ahead with it. But again, with the Sun as the happiest card, I love how bright colors they are. They do want to move towards that happiness and have, experience that kind of success and the joy and all that. But with the two kings, I just feel like this person's being very, they're being so logical about this, and they just don't show how they feel. You won't see it on their face. They're just trying to keep it hidden so much with all their strength that ultimately they kind of overplay it and come across a bit too cold, which then can discourage you a bit from that. I feel like this person wants that. They're just a bit scared to show too much, where they could then cause issues. Again, if this is a workplace or any kind of social situation where this could make things awkward, and they're trying to avoid that as well, because they don't want any drama, no tension or anything like that. But they're willing to take the risk if they know, well, not really a risk, right? They're willing to open up to it when they know it's not too much of a risk. Do you get me? But let's see, what actions are they going to take towards you? What action is this person going to take towards my Sagittarius, please? Spirit, what actions is this person going to take towards my Sagittarius, please? What actions is this person going to take? Oh, okay. They're trying not to think about you too much, but I feel like it is weighing on their mind. I think that all the not showing you how they feel is when they're around you. But the moment they're alone, they just can't stop. And I feel like it's just driving them crazy, because they do see you as, beautiful, nurturing, or handsome. They see that potential of having something real, long-term, something really successful with you. With the Empress, they could see you as the mother, father of their children in the future. And again, it's the King of Pentacles that's just not really, they're not a risk taker. They need to know that you feel the same. But once they do know, with the Knight of Cups, they will take the action. They will come towards you and either ask you out on a date or make some kind of gesture, some kind of romantic gesture. They're just waiting for you to give them the nudge to let them know, I do feel the same way. So come towards me. Don't be scared. With the Judgment, they are getting the nudges as well to take action. But I feel like this person is just holding back because of the past. It could be that in the past they maybe made a move at someone because they liked them, but the person didn't feel the same way. And there was like, if they felt rejected, they don't want to get hurt by that. So that's why they're not really willing to take too much of a risk. But they do want to get this connection together. But yeah, there's some kind of for them, the obstacle is, especially if they see you as someone who speaks to other people, maybe you flirt in the workplace or wherever you're at, maybe they see you talking to other people and other people are interested in you, and that's why they could be kind of holding back, thinking, why would this person be interested in me? Why would Sag want me if there's all these other people and I might as well just let it go? So they're not really willing to take the action if they don't see that you are interested in them. They need you to show them, because there's a lot of kind of mental struggle about this, where part of them wants to take action towards that new beginning, that love. But again, with the Fool reversed, they're doubting it a lot. They're doubting themselves because maybe they were wrong in the past, and they're trying to stay balanced. With the Death, there's some kind of transformation that they're going through as well. But with the Emperor, it's a lot of trying to be in control of their feelings. And the thing is, the Emperor is great. He's the leader, right? The father figure, which is ultimately the counterpart to the Empress. And I feel like this is why the person sees you as someone on their level. They just want to stay in control too much unless they see that it's mutual. So that's what I get. But let's see, what is the most likely outcome for you two? Spirit, what is the most likely outcome between Sagittarius and the person on their mind, please? What is the most likely outcome for my Saggies and the person on their mind, please? Again, for the outcome is they don't want to give to something that's not gonna work out. But I feel like first of all, they want to see you give into this as well, because ultimately they're trying to avoid having the same kind of outcome that they had before, where something just crumbled for them. And I feel like this is why they want to kind of start slow and build the foundations so that this can actually withstand the time and everything. They might be watching you more than you are aware of. So again, this is someone who's seeing how you speak to other people, how you carry yourself and things like that. But ultimately, it's all because they're trying to almost like compare you to the past. Not that they see you in the same way. I feel like that's where they see the differences, but they need to see that you're also wanting to give to this so that you can kind of take it slow, build a foundation, because right now this person doesn't really trust themselves or their own judgment much. And that's why they're kind of holding back a lot and keeping their feelings to themselves. But I feel like they do want something, but let's see if they do show it to each other. Yeah, they see you as really beautiful, someone who's confident, takes actions, but they see you that a lot of people are interested in you, and that's why they want to know that you're interested in them, so they can take action towards you. Oh, look at that. And if you do show them, and here we go, the synchronicities here, right? That there's a celebration, which again talked about some kind of gathering and celebration, which could be where all this comes out, that maybe you two will have a conversation and will be able to actually tell each other how you both feel. And that could be the beginning towards something stable. Now with the Queen of Pentacles, where if you both take it slow, so this is where, again, because that's the counterpart to the King of Pentacles, right? And again, they're not too much of a risk taker. Now see, they look at each other, kind of working on things together, taking it step by step, not rushing into anything, to make sure that you're both focused on what you do, your work, or anything that you are putting your efforts in, but getting to know each other slowly and building that foundation to having something real. Then this could really go somewhere. But again, I feel like this person just needs to know that their efforts towards you are not for nothing, that they're not going to be rejected. They need you to show them that you are actually interested. Okay, but that's what I have. I hope this has helped you. Please like, share, and subscribe if this has resonated for you. And I would love to hear your situation. So feel free to share that in the comment section. Saggies, I have almost forgotten to give you your person's message cards. So we'll do that. So what would the person on my Sagittarius's mind would tell them? What would the person on your mind tell you, Saggies? Let's see, what are their messages towards you? Okay. So we've got, I am not sure I can meet your expectations. The pressure is too much for me. So again, this is where this person isn't sure if you would be, if they can give you all that you want, you expect, which is why the kind of getting to know each other and understanding each other is important. And that's also why they're not taking any steps towards you right now to show you and to let you know that they have feelings towards you. I know that you may not feel for me as I feel for you. And again, this is again the way this person is coming across is they're keeping it to themselves because they are not sure that you feel the same way. And it could be again because you're both mirroring each other, coming a bit too aloof. Maybe you're not realizing that, you know, as much as you're trying to both keep it cool, it comes across almost like you're just not interested. My mask keeps me safe. I need to fake my feelings. So again, this is all just confirming what I said, which is that the person is putting on a mask, and there's this performance of them not really showing you the truth of their feelings because they don't feel like it's mutual. And I struggle to show you how much I truly care. So I think, as I was saying before, because they're not too much of a risk taker, they do want to show you, but it's hard for them to do, especially when they feel like there's so much at stake. So my advice in this is to, be a bit more open to them, kind of soften up that cool attitude towards them, show them, even just a little bit that you actually do care. Whether it's, through a bit of flirting or something, but if you show them and you let them know, I feel like this will make them feel a bit safer to actually open up and show you that they're interested in you as well. Or you can just straight up have an actual honest conversation about it. Again, if there is a situation or the opportunity for you to have a drink together and then have a bit of that conversation, remember, people tend to say a lot more than they want to, because in vino veritas, right? In wine is where you find the truth. So alcohol will kind of let that come out a bit more. So obviously don't get like wasted, but if there is an opportunity, have that conversation just a bit. If you tell them, I actually do quite like you, I don't know if you feel the same, you might be surprised as to what they tell you. All right, but that's all I have for you. So I hope this has helped, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.